Good morning. Let's see here. I remember the first day that I walked into the Ithaca Farmers Market like it was yesterday. It was a bright, sunny day in August of 2004. And it was my first season farming in upstate New York. And I know I don't really look like a farmer. I get that all the time. But I guarantee you these hands get mighty dirty in the summertime. I was at the market searching for a Saturday market to sell what I was growing. I'd heard about the market, but I knew very little about it. After waiting through 3 traffic turn signals and 15 minutes to find a parking place and another 10-minute hike to the market, I walked in. The pavilion was alive with activity. The place was huge, with vendors lining the covered open-air pavilion. It was crowded, and I could hear live music playing. There were kids, seniors, everyone in between. Everyone looked like they were having fun. There was great energy, and I knew right away this was a very special place. This is where I wanted to be. Over the past several years, my role at the market has grown. I was appointed to the board several years ago, and I chair the board at present. As I look back on that day, and in preparation for this talk, I wanted to dig down and understand what I felt that summer day 8 years ago, and what I and thousands of other people that visit the market each and every year are drawn to. Before I do that, let me give you a little history. The Ithaca Farmers Market sits on land that many years ago was used to dock steamboats from Cayuga Lake. For many years, this area was pretty much an abandoned wasteland. The market actually began in 1973 in another location near the old train station. It had very modest beginnings, as you can see. But it would grow and grow. The rapidly expanding market would move 5 more times before settling into its current location at Steamboat Landing. The 400-foot-plus long pavilion was designed and built totally with volunteer labor. Today, the market happens 5 days a week in the summer. A winter market has been added to complete the goal of becoming a year-round market. The market attracts some 10,000 people per week at peak season and contributes an estimated $10 million to the local economy each and every year. I wanted to dig down and understand what it was about this place, this space, that compelled people to want to come to this place week after week to bring their kids, have lunch, hang out for hours at a time. I mean, we all know we can easily visit the local supermarket for one-stop shopping for many of the items found at the market. But no one I know hangs out for hours at a time at Wegmans, right? I came across Ray Oldenburg's book, The Great Good Place. In his book, Oldenburg argues that what defines as third places, sometimes referred to as third spaces, are important for civil society, democracy, civil engagement, and establishing feeling of a sense of place. Oldenburg's third place is a term used in the concept of community building to refer to social surroundings separate from the 2 usual social environments, one being the home and the second being work. He demonstrates why these gathering places are essential to community and public life. He argues that bars, coffee shops, general stores, and other third places, in contrast to the first and second places of home and work, are central to local democracy and community vitality. Third places, then, are anchors of community life and facilitate and foster broader and more creative interaction. All societies already have informal meeting places. But what is new in modern times is the intentionality of seeking out these places as vital to current social needs. Oldenburg suggests that these places have the following 8 characteristics. Neutral ground. Occupants of third places have little or no obligation to be there. They're not tied down to the place financially, politically, legally, or otherwise, and are free to come and go as they please. Leveler. Third places put no importance on the individual's status in a society. Someone's economic or social status don't matter in a third place, allowing for a sense of commonality between the occupants. There are no prerequisites or requirements that would prevent acceptance or participation in the third place. Conversation is the main activity. Conversation is the main focus of activity in third places, although it doesn't have to be the only activity. The tone of conversation is usually lighthearted, and humorous wit, good-natured playfulness are highly valued. Accessibility and accommodation. Third places must be open and accessible to those who occupy them. They must also be accommodating, meaning they provide for the wants of their inhabitants and all occupants feel that their needs are being addressed. The regulars. Third places harbor a number of regulars that help give the space its tone and set the mood characteristics for the space. Regulars to third places also attract newcomers, and these people are here to help new people to the space feel welcome and accommodating. A low profile. Third places are characteristically wholesome. The inside of a third place is without extravagance or grandiosity, and it has a homey feel. Third places are never snobby nor pretentious, and are accepting of all types of people from several different walks of life. The mood is playful. The tone of conversation in third places is never marked with hostility or tension. Instead, they have a playful nature where witty conversation and frivolous banter are not only common, but highly valued. A home away from home. Occupants of third places will often have the same feelings of warmth, possession, and belonging as they would in their own homes. They feel a piece of themselves is rooted in the space and gain spiritual regeneration from spending time there. The Ithaca Farmers Market embodies all of these characteristics. The Ithaca Farmers Market is truly neutral ground. Our open-air market brings people to the space that sometimes never buy a thing, but they still want to be part of the market experience. Conversation is the main activity. Sure, commerce is happening, but commerce occurs over much dialogue. My regular customers sincerely want to know how I'm doing, and I want to know how their lives are going. Since there is no charge to be in the space, the market remains open and accommodating. Hundreds of people, including us vendors, function as regulars at the market. Some regular customers come to buy produce from the same business week after week. Some just come for breakfast or lunch, but each one makes up a little bit of the fabric and tone of the market. We really do serve all, from the Cornell professor to the single mother on food stamps, and everyone in between. Over the years, we've developed a quick system to be able to accept food stamps and other farmers market coupons. I can say without hesitation, the market is not snobby or pretentious. How can there be pretense over veggies? We work hard to keep the mood playful, and we don't allow any political messages to be displayed or any campaigning of any kind. It's difficult sometimes, as there are messages we would like to support and would like to get out. But we realized a long time ago that it was an all-or-nothing proposition. Many would consider the market a home away from home, It's almost like they are invested or they have a stake in the market and its welfare and future. We grow each and every year, and from time to time, we have to alter the rules to keep up with that growth. A perfect example of this is when we had to change our dog policy. You see, from the beginning of market, we welcome dogs in the pavilion during market hours. It worked just fine when we were a small enterprise, but when we were welcoming thousands of people on a Saturday and Sunday, it got to be a problem. There were accidents, and we just kind of outgrew dogs at the market. So in 2010, we changed the policy, and it caused a major uproar. It took some time and some education, but we got through it, and everyone adjusted to the new policy. In closing, I now see the farmers market through a new set of eyes. Market assembles a group of people, dynamic in nature, that I've ever known. I still consider myself lucky to be part of such a dynamic organization. Third places truly connect us in ways that enrich our lives. Go out and find your third place. Thank you.